लड़के से लड़की तक, कैंटीन से
सर्फ एक्सेल, दाग अच्छे हैं।
चिंता ओनली मनी।
Hello, my name is Wafia Kissa and our subject expert for today's program is Pallav Moitra. He has spent more than 20 years in the business of media and advertising and has worked as a business head in leading media organizations like India Today and the Times of India. He also runs his own media-related venture. In his last assignment, he was the CEO of a media house belonging to the SR Group. Today, we will discuss the emerging trends in advertising, a subject that is possibly one of the most discussed topics among the marketing professionals. While covering this subject, we will go through the following topics. 1. Definition of advertising. 2. Print advertising. 3. TV advertising. 4. Creative trends in advertising. 5. Internet advertising. And 6. Type of internet adverts. The American Marketing Association of Chicago defines advertising as any paid form of non-personal presentation of ideas, goods, and services by an identified sponsor. A form of presentation, or a sign, a symbol, an illustration, an ad message, or a magazine or newspaper, a commercial on the radio or on television, a circular dispatch through the mail, or a pamphlet handed out at the street corner, a sketch or a message on a billboard, or a poster or a banner on the internet. Non-personal means, that is, not on a person-to-person basis. The sponsor could be identified by the company name or a brand of a particular product. Some important terms usually used in advertising fields are as follows. Ad. The name used to indicate an advertising message in the print media. Advertising agency, an organization that provides a variety of advertising-related services to clients seeking assistance in their advertising activities. Advertising is a form of marketing communication used to encourage or persuade an audience, viewers, readers, or listeners to continue to take some new actions. Advertising messages are usually paid for by clients, who are also called advertisers, and channelized via various traditional media, including mass media such as newspapers, magazines, television, commercials, radio advertisements, outdoor advertising, or direct mail, or new media such as websites and text messages. Commercial advertisers often seek to generate increased consumption of their products or services through branding, which involves the repetition of an image or product name in an effort to associate certain qualities with the brand in the minds of consumers. Advertisement is a communication about a product, goods, or services, a clearly designed, concise, aesthetically appealing, and content-wise accurate statements intended to effectively persuade the target audience, viewers, listeners, or readers, to arrive at the decision desired by the advertiser concerning the product, goods, or service. Now, new media of advertising are emerging and growing. Internet-based media like social networks, web portals, trade portals, etc. are some of those. Today, virtually every eye-catching medium can be used for advertising. Commercial advertising media can include wall paintings, billboards, printed flyers and radio, cinema and television adverts, web banners, mobile telephone screens, shopping carts, web pop-ups, skywriting, bus stop shelters, human billboards, sides of buses, banners attached to or the sides of airplanes, in-flight advertisements, on seat back trays, tables or overhead storage bins, taxi cab doors, roof mounts and passenger screens, subway platforms and trains. This is the oldest form in the world and, like the rest of the world, undergone changes with improvement of printing technology. But In treatment, it has largely remained conservative and normally used in isolation or as one version multimedia advertising campaign. TV advertising is generally considered to be the most effective mass-market advertising format, as is reflected by the high prices TV networks charge for commercial airtime during popular events. For instance, the annual Super Bowl football game in the United States is known as the most prominent advertising event on television. The average cost of a single 30-second TV spot during this game can be as high as 25 crore Indian rupees. Gone are the days when television and radio programmers enjoyed captive audiences who happily sat through ad after ad or planned their schedules around favorite shows. Consumers, especially consumers in younger demographics, now demand more and more control over what they watch, read, and listen to, and thus more control over the advertising that they might be exposed to. Over the last 2 decades or so, advertising and the contexts within which it occurs have changed beyond recognition. As the communications universe expanded and the society became fragmented, advertising lost its traditional place within the communication system. It has faced with a variety of challenges that it currently seems unable to meet. Advertising and marketing are undergoing a paradigm shift as new technology engenders social change and transforms the way consumers view commercial interaction. Just brand advertising is sometimes not adequate in meeting the need of the customers. Marketers are to make the most of the new opportunities presented by technological progresses. Let us discuss some interesting and noticeable changes in the creative approaches in audiovisual advertising in the last couple of decades. Indians might as well be very emotional. The ever so marketable histrionics in Bollywood movies only prove this point. There may be many hooked on to the K-serials. But do we need a dosage of emotions in the ads too? The answer is yes. The advertising campaigns of products like life insurance, beauty products, baby products, retirement solutions, healthcare products, etc. can never separate themselves from the emotional content. A recent fruity advertisement is one which comes over to the mind. The voice overplays "Ladke se ladki tak," and we see a guy with fruity resting his head on a girl's shoulder, hanging out with her friends in the college canteen. A girl whistles on seeing a guy. Voice over, canteen se city tak.
लड़के से लड़की तक, कैंटीन से सिटी तक, स्टूडेंट से टीचर तक, फैंसी ड्रेस में छिपे अरमानों तक, प्लेग्राउंड से गेम्स तक। इंडिया बदल गया है, लेकिन इंडिया का फेवरेट फ्रूट ड्रिंक वही।
Mango fruity, fresh and juicy. Mango fruity, fresh and juicy.
One cannot forget Surf's Daag Achhe Hain ad campaign. It not only connected to the mother's desires and their plight of keeping to the clothes white, but also with those of the kids who, despite all efforts not to dirty their clothes, just do it for fun.
अगर दाग लगने से कुछ अच्छा होता है तो दाग अच्छे हैं। सर्फ एक्सेल, दाग अच्छे हैं।
The Chintamani campaign for ICICI Bank was a good break from the boring ads of the banks. It was an innovative way to convey the emotional connect with money and bank.
Morning, evening, he's having one thing on mind: tax savings and future security, how to find. For him, we have retirement solutions from ICICI Prudential that are giving him tax savings and regular pension on retirement. So now he's having no chinta, only money. Money.
Now, a further question arises. Why do the advertisers not capture some other emotions? Why not use the emotions of self-realization rather than emulation? The new beauty product campaigners are increasingly using this very trick. trying to project an image that the brand actually sympathizes with their target audience. They are increasingly staying away from using stars or celebrities in their ads. Realistic-looking next-door women are being used at an increasing level. Recent case in the point is the ad of Dove, which uses ordinary next-door women as their star models.
Real women with real beauty. Dove keeps them beautiful. Dove Bar Free with every Dove shampoo.
Though the case of Dove is an exception rather than a rule in case of advertising of beauty products, the star or celebrity power still remains unquestionable. One noticeable trend, social messages or just people's messages. Hero Corp did it with Hum Mein Hai Hero campaign, and Idea Cellular had their very own idea in it. What an idea, Sir campaign. It is a very powerful ad campaign with a very human message. There are quite a few examples of such advertising using people power as the theme. The use of women in advertising was discovered in the early stage of development of industry. But in the present scenario, the use of children, celebrities, and other inspirational people is a common practice. Let us look at use of children in advertising. The print and electronic media today consist of slickly choreographed, visually appealing, and professionally managed programming, and that has transformed the current generation of urban youth into a bunch of mindless consumers. It is therefore important to bring into consideration the types of programming and its impact on emotional and intellectual growth. The advertising world claims that it provides every individual with the right to choose, and that, therefore, it is impossible to imagine a world run away from an important issue. Advertisers therefore discovered an untapped market among the youth, and the persuasive power it yielded over the decision makers in the family. Children, therefore, are used to reach the target segment, the parents. Advertising is based on the suggestibility of the human mind and tends to exploit this trait, which is especially heightened in children who do not possess a power to discriminate and hence believe in everything they see and hear. Secondly, focusing on parental worries, especially those of working parents who face the guilt of not spending enough time with their children, advertising has risen to demanding attitudes among children. Parents look for ways to appease children, and advertising suggests a basket of goodies to cure the "you don't love me" syndrome, which is simply emotional blackmail underlined by parental guilt. Also, children want something that their friends have, or something better, ranging from toys to the family vehicle. Children, teenagers, and youth constitute a very important consumer segment for the market. Their consumption habits are unique, and their purchase decisions are based on popular trends, brand image, use of new technology, flavor of food, products, and style. Latest case in point is an ad by Flipkart.com featuring two children behaving like adults. The point is that children are not only used in products which are used by children, but nowadays children are used in almost every ad.
इसका नाम होगा ग्लाइकोडिन।
उत्तम नाम। वाह वाह वाह, क्या नाम दिया है?
हंसी की छुट्टी।
Children are used in products which are not made for them. Thus, the rate of use of children in India is increasing with an increasing rate. India is a country where people love to live in dreams. They worship celebrities. Cricketers like Sachin Tendulkar, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, or film stars like Shah Rukh Khan or John Abraham are idolized. Marketers use this very proposition to influence their target consumers. For this, they rope in these celebrities and give them astounding sums of money. They believe that by doing this, they can associate their products with their target customers. This is called celebrity endorsement. Everyday consumers are exposed to thousands of voices and images in magazines, newspapers, and on billboards. websites, radio, and television. When it comes to celebrity endorsement, the first brand that comes to the Indian mind is that of Lux, the beauty bar of stars. Since its inception, Lux, the brand has grown, positioning itself thus. However, recently, Lux has tried to change its position from being a woman's soap to being a soap for men as well. Sticking to its strategy of using celebrities to appeal its target audience, they used Shah Rukh Khan to endorse Lux. But somehow, the response of viewers has been confused.
अब बताइए, आपका फेवरेट लक्स स्टार कौन है? ड्रीम गर्ल हेमा, ब्यूटीफुल जूही, स्टाइलिश करीना, सेंशुअस श्रीदेवी. मेरी चॉइस चारों.
One of the first sports endorsements in India was when Farooq Engineer became the first Indian cricketer to model for Brill Cream. A unique example here in India is Coke, which till recently, internationally, did not ever use stars at all. India was a first for them where they used a superstar from Bollywood. The result was a universally appealing Amar stating Thanda matlab Coca-Cola. The Parker brand of pen, which itself commands good reputation, used Amitabh Bachchan to revitalize the brand in India. India surely is a country which has always idolized the species of the celluloid world. Therefore, it makes tremendous sense for a brand to procure celebrity for its endorsement. As a recent trend in India, it is the usage of thought-provoking social subjects and have been very popular with TV viewers. This is a welcome change and touched a chord in the viewers' hearts. The recent ad of Tanishq jewelry depicting a dark-skinned lady marrying the second time is kind of revolutionary. It has taken head-on to still prevailing social taboos in our country.
Mama, I also want to go round.
Hey, Diya.
I'd say Daddy will love.
A wedding to remember. Tanishq.
Another very credit-worthy commercial is that Google, which tries to build bridges between two never-friendly countries, India and Pakistan. This is a very commendable in efforts by advertisements in going away from stereotyping and is a noteworthy change. Given that advertising on TV, or rather mass media, becoming very expensive due to high cost making, impactful ads and also cost buying commercial time on popular channels. Thus, advertising on internet is gaining huge importance and companies find it as a cheap and easier way to reach people. At the turn of the 21st century, a number of websites, including the search engine Google, started a change in online advertising by emphasizing contextually relevant, unobtrusive ads intending to help rather than inundate users. This has led to a gamut of similar efforts and an increasing trend of interactive advertising. A recent advertising innovation is guerrilla marketing, which involves unusual approaches such as staged encounters in public places, giveaways of products such as cars that are covered with brand messages, and interactive advertising where the viewer can respond to and become a part of the advertising message. A recent case of a popular branded chocolate is a classic example. Hence, online advertising is a form of promotion that uses the internet and the World Wide Web to deliver marketing messages to attract customers. Examples of online advertising include contextual ads on search engine results, pages, banner ads, blogs, rich media ads, social networking advertising, interstitial ads, online classified advertising, advertising networks, email marketing, including email spam. Online advertisements may also offer various forms of animation. In its most common use, the term online advertising comprises of all sorts of banners, emails, in-game and keyword advertising on platforms such as Facebook, Twitter or MySpace has received increased relevance. Web-related advertising has a variety of sites to publicize and reach to a niche of audiences to focus its attention to a specific group. The three most common ways which online advertising is purchased are CPM, CPC, CPA. CPM, that is cost per milli, or CPT, cost per 1,000 impressions, is when advertisers pay for exposure of their message to a specific audience. CPV, cost per visitor, is when advertisers pay for the delivery of a targeted visitor to the advertiser's website. CPV, cost per view, is when advertisers pay for each unique user view for an advertisement or website, usually used with pop-ups, pop-under and interstitial ads. Cost per click, or PPC. Pay per click is when advertisers pay each time a user clicks on their listing and is redirected to their website. Advertising is performance-based and is common in the affiliate marketing sector of the business. In this payment scheme, the publisher takes all the risk of running the ad, and the advertiser pays only for the amount of users who complete a transaction, such as a purchase or sign-up. This model ignores any inefficiency in the seller's website conversion funnel. The following are the common variants of CPA. CPL, cost per lead. Advertising is identical to CPA advertising and is based on the user completing a form, registering for a newsletter, or some other action that the merchant feels will lead to a sale. Floating ad. An ad which moves across the user's screen or floats above the content. Expanding ad. An ad which changes size and which may alter the contents of the web page. Polite ad. A method by which a large ad will be downloaded in smaller pieces to minimize the disruption of the content being viewed. Wallpaper ad. An ad which changes the background of the page being viewed. Trick banner. A banner that looks like a dialog box with buttons. It stimulates an error message or an alert. Pop-up. A new window which opens in front of a current one, displaying an advertisement or an entire website. Pop-under. Similar to a pop-up except that the window is loaded or sent behind the current window, so that the user does not see it until they close one or more active windows. Video ad. Similar to a banner ad except that instead of static or animated image, actual moving video clips are displayed. This is the kind of advertising most prominent on television, and many advertisers will use the same clips for both television and online advertising. Map ads. Text or graphics linked from and appearing in or over a location on an electronic map such as on Google Maps. Mobile ad. An SMS text or multimedia message sent to a cell phone. Social media marketing refers to the process of gaining website traffic or attention through social media sites. Social media marketing programs usually center on efforts to create content that attracts attention and encourages readers to share it with their social networks. A corporate message spreads from user to user and presumably resonates because it appears to come from a trusted third-party source, as opposed to the brand or company itself. Hence, this form of marketing is driven by word of mouth, meaning it results in earned media rather than paid media. Social media has become a platform that is essentially accessible to anyone with internet access. Increased communication for organizations fosters brand awareness and often improved customer service. One of the major benefits of advertising on a social networking site like Facebook, MySpace, Friendster, Orkut, and many others is that advertisers can take advantage of the user's demographic information and target their ads appropriately. Every day, there are more reasons for companies to use blogging platforms to their social media repertoire. Platforms like LinkedIn create an environment for companies and clients to connect online. Blogs allow a product or company to provide longer descriptions of products or services. The longer description can include reasoning and uses. It can include testimonials and can link to and from Facebook, Twitter, and many social networking and blog pages. YouTube is another popular form of advertising where advertisements are done in a way to suit the target audience. The type of language used in commercials and the ideas used to promote the product reflect the audience style and taste. Vodafone's Zuzu commercial is a very successful campaign by Vodafone in India. More recently, Tanish's revolutionary second marriage ad has created some kind of a record on social media. The last but not the least, it is found that individual businessmen are now moving towards online ads as these ads are cheap in price and are more reachable to target. These ads are now broadcasted on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. The whole purpose of advertising is to sell products or ideas, so that a massive expansion of foreign companies in advertising, whether coming from overseas or created in India, has meant for the massive expansion of sales of foreign products. The liberalization of the Indian economy in the early 1990s has led to the accelerated entry of foreign businesses and foreign advertising agencies to sell the products of foreign agencies to the vast potential Indian market of over 1 billion people. Advertisers are using considerable ingenuity to develop strategies to enter these markets. Television and satellite television has been eroding the market dominance of print advertising in the 1990s, but print is still the largest source of media, including newspapers and magazines, which have expanded considerably in the 1990s. Advertising in the 1990s focused on Hindi and English-speaking population via television and print, which was predominantly educated, urban and middle class. In the 2000s, however, major companies have been using strategies to their markets, such as the rural and village market, 70% of the population, and the internet user of youth market. The roles of men, women and children are changing. Traditional places within home and family, concepts of beauty, identity, and personal cleanliness are undergoing major change. Celebrity endorsement still remains to be a time-tested, successful approach. With the dawn of the internet have come many new advertising opportunities. Pop-up, flash, banner, and email advertisements abound. Almost 70 to 80% of online advertising is happening on a handful of large sites like India Times, Rediff, Yahoo India, Google India, Money Control, and MSN India, etc. Compared to print and television, the number of players and market size is still very small. With this, we conclude today's session on emerging trends in advertising. I hope you find the program informative and useful. Thank you.